Hello, Milky friends. It is MelKStehul here with you for another Idle Heroes video. The Chinese New Year event is now over, and we have our new event, which is it's a campaign drop, and it's called Ormus's Wonderbook. Uh, yeah, and that's it. So you're basically collecting his books. So there's nothing special about this campaign. It's just the usual campaign drop fanfare. You go into the campaign screen and you pick up your loot every now and then to get Ormus's workbook, and obviously at the end you can trade it in for these prizes. So let's talk about the prizes very quickly. This week's prizes are pretty decent in terms of what the top tier prizes are. The artifacts are actually quite nice. So you have the Punisher Staff of Immortal, otherwise affectionately known as the dildo. You guys really need to grow up. But the Punisher Staff of the Immortal is nice. It's obviously good on Penny or anyone else who needs that extra crit damage. Then you have Demon Bell, who's basically useful on just about everyone. So you can use it on Ada. You can use the artifact. I use him on Amun Ra, but you can also use it on Belrain. Just a lot of people need the HP. Well, not the HP, but just the energy. But it's just everything else that you get with Demon Bell that makes it so attractive. And it's not even just about having one Demon Bell. The reality is you need at least 2 to 3 Demon Bells if you want an effective team. It's just the game is so focused on just pace and getting attacks off up front that you need that energy kick just to get going. So this is probably the most valuable artifact in the game right now, in my opinion. But then after that, we have Ada, who's on 3,100 of these little books, and obviously no one's ever going to get that. So you're probably going to be relying on crystals if you save them up to get some of these, I guess, more expensive prizes. Because usually most people will accrue around what 3,000, no, sorry, 2,400, 2,300 campaign tokens or currency by the end of it, and so that's enough to get you an Ormus, which is kind of useless. But that's how the game's structured, and that's the way it is. But yes, third prize this week is a Ada, who's very nice and still very much a god tier hero that you need. And then you have Horus, who has just been reworked, and it's just a constant pain in the ass for me now on Brave Trail, and so he's probably the undeniable slot one hero right now. Uh, just because of the rework and the way they've built him, he's just incredibly powerful in slot one, and that's his main spot. He can't really go anywhere else. I mean, he can, but he's most useful in slot one because of all that block that he can do if you've kitted him out right, and what that enables him to do when he does block. Sixth prize is the usual skin, and this week it is for Heart Watcher. And then the other prizes are your usual fanfare POs, these super wishing chips, the useless scrolls, and then everything else. But that's the Wonder Book. The value packages this week, they've actually rejigged the value packages. If you haven't noticed, well, certainly this is the first time I've taken notice. Usually the top prize is only 5,000 gems, but this week they're giving away 10,000 gems. I think they've tweaked it slightly. So the $100, 10,000 gems, 10 profit orbs, and so that's worth, if I do my math, sorry, this is the we're going to use this spreadsheet later on. This spreadsheet is the basis for all your shopping comparison needs. And so if you don't know what the spreadsheet is about, go back and watch my YouTube on Profit Orbs versus Scrolls, link in the description below. But this will form the basis of how we assess whether or not to buy things going forward. Well, certainly it's the benchmark that I'll be using. But if we look at the value packages this week, so we get gems, then we got Profit Orbs. So cost, you got $100. Gems 10,000, profit orbs 10. Then you got this 7,000. Yes, I know I should have done this early on, but it just occurred to me that I should do this for you guys because I know you're too lazy to do it yourself. And I think they got rid of one of the tiers of the value packages. Are there always 4? I thought there was always 5. Could be wrong. I thought there was always a mid-tier value package in there, but I guess I'm wrong. Huh. I have to go back and look at my old videos. That's why I create videos, because I forget stuff. 3, 1. So then we do cost per gem and cost per PO. So I know these from the last week's event or the last fortnight's event that each gem is about 20 cents, but it looks like here they've halved the price. So if we do that divided by, it's like 10 cents per gem. Yeah, and they're all the same. So this week they've basically halved the cost of gems, but they more than doubled the price of profit orbs. Now, how do I do the math? Hang on. Hang on, MelKStehul. What are you doing? C7. Math is hard this early. Yeah, there we go. So all the profit orbs are phenomenally expensive during the event, during the profit orb event, right? These were $3 at a minimum, the profit orbs, and these were 20 cents. So they've kind of inverted value from one to the other at the cheapest. So these are now half as expensive. You're gonna get more gems, but the profit orbs are like 3 times more expensive. That doesn't really do much for you. You're probably like MelKStehul. That doesn't really help me out. Tell me which one's better value. Is it worth buying it this week? So if I just do the math, look, I'm excluding the cost of the Ormus's workbook because I don't know how to value that because I don't know how many you're going to get. That's the thing. So it's really hard to value those artifacts. It's really hard to value those copies. One day I'll work out a way to kind of triangulate everything, but for at this point in time, I can only compare one value package to another on a like for like basis. So in the profit orb event, I think you get those, and then I'm pretty sure you get those. And I think that was the ratio to get the numbers that I showed you just now. So basically, the best value profit orb is this, which you were gonna get last week if you bought the $99 or $100 value package. And so in gem terms, if I convert everything to gems, because we have a way of converting POs to gems. So these are worth 450 gems each. You can 500 if you get it from Marketplace, 450 if you get it from the Aspen Dungeon. So let's just do 450 just to be conservative, right? It doesn't actually matter. As long as you're using the same denominator, or sorry, the same multiple as above, we're good. So then you add that. So it's basically, you get about 20,000 gems, right? So how much is that per? Am I doing that again? Am I doing that wrong again? It's like what? That's point half a cent. It's half a cent per gem, right? So if you replicate the math up here, you get less gems. So it's there we go. There's the answer, right? So the best value package this week is not worth it compared to the best value package, the profit or the best value profit or package from last week on a gems for gems like for like basis. It is about 50% more expensive, or 37% more expensive this week than last week. So I would not be buying this unless you really need the artifact, the demon bell. And even then, if you buy this, you're not going to even be close to getting the 3,600. Like I said, best case scenario, you get 2,400. So that plus if you buy the top value package, you're going to end up with 3,000 of these Ormus's workbooks. You'll still need another 600 to get the top tier prize. So guys, this week, none of these are a good value. Just don't buy it. So now we go on to the mysterious chest. The first one is, I'm not going to value these. It's effectively 100 gems per scroll. And so if you go back to my video from last week, you'll see that I valued these on basically 125 gems per scroll is the cheapest you can get. And if you use those during a heroic scroll event, each 5-star hero is going to cost you 2,209 uh, gems to create one 5-star hero. But if we lower that to 100, that the cost per each 5-star hero, which is the common, I guess, lowest common denominator for all of you that remember your math, which I'm using to compare all these different sources of food effectively. So if we get it to 100, yeah, I guess it's within the realm of, yeah, it's a good deal. It's not as good as orbs still terrible compared to orbs or even the smashes, but at least it brings down the cost. And look, you probably need it because you're probably saving up for the light dark hero come around Christmas, or maybe a new hero that they're going to introduce in between now and Christmas, which is a stupid thing to do because I don't think anyone's going to buy it. But it could happen. It could happen. So that's definitely, I guess, it's not on the top of the list to buy. I'm buying it because I have a lot of gems. But definitely, it's not up there, right? This one we can skip. It's hard to value these super wishing chips, simply because I don't know what the odds are. One, on this wheel, uh, and two, because it's hard to value things like it's easy to value that, it's easy to value that, it's easy to value that, it's easy to value that. I can't value the artifacts. It's how do you compare an artifact compared to a hero, right? These four things, the Prophet Orb, this hero copy, the 4-star shard, the heroic scrolls, these are all essentially the same thing because these are all a version of food, right? This one's a whole food, these are just deconstructed foods. Gold, artifacts, and monster bits, hard to compare because these are now different things. You're trying to compare apples to oranges, basically. That's why it's really hard to value these super wishing chips. So on this one, it's hard to say buy it. I mean, I would buy it just for the artifacts, but go for it. I mean, I can value this one day if someone tells me what the odds are for each of these different things. I'll probably Google it. It's probably on Reddit because it's been hacked before, the back end of the files. And then if I can get access to the odds for getting this, and this, the food things, then I could place a value, an expected value on it. But until then, um, or until you do the math, until someone does the math, don't do it. Profit orbs, this is a no-brainer. This is 300 gems per profit orb, which is much lower than what it costs in the Aspen Dungeons, which is 450. So at 300, right, you're basically at very close to Smash level type prices in terms of the cost per 5-star hero. So that's a definite buy in my books. Like any profit orbs you can get your hands on, the most expensive will always be 500, but any profit orbs you can get your hands on, always buy those before you buy the scrolls. So that is a definite buy. And these artifacts, not artifacts, these armor sets, they are just a bonus. So that's a definite buy. This is a complete fucking ripoff. Everyone has known that. And the reason why it's a ripoff is because within this elite 5-star hero shard pool, you're going to get a bunch of junk heroes that are not elite. And on that basis, the fact that you're probably going to have a higher chance of getting a food tier hero than a true elite top tier hero means that it's only worth 3,000 gems, because 3,000 gems is how much it costs to buy a hero from the Aspen Dungeon. 3,000 gems, just a normal non top tier hero, right? In order for that to be worth 4,000 gems, that particular 5-star hero shard, right? They basically have to take out. Let's just take out everyone except Horus, Penny. Maybe you can keep Sia, Cruz, Scary, Valk, Oberon. Everyone else is junk, right? So the odds of getting the ones I just pointed out, 1.67, 1.67, 1.67, someone do the math. so, so I got them at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 1.67. 6 equals to 6 times 1.67%. 10%. You have a 10% chance of getting something decent from the Elite Hero stage. Is that worth 1,000 gems? To me, that's a definite no, right? So that's definitely a skip. That is definitely a skip. And I've just proved it with math. This stuff is nice, but no one really actually needs it. You're going to accrue this over time. This is what you need to build up the gemstone for each hero. This last one usually is a pretty good value. This last one's usually just the gold coins with the orange artifact fragment. But this time they've switched it a bit. This used to be exclusive. Sometimes this is exclusive and you're not going to get the skin. But this week they've made it non-exclusive and you get the skin. Again, because this is not food, and because I already have a bunch of mage, or not, gold tech maxed, it's hard for me to put a value on this. If you still don't have gold tech maxed for the 4 classes, basically every class except assassin, I probably would say buy this. But once you have it maxed, 6,000 is a lot. It's hard for me to justify it simply because there's just so much to buy from the marketplace every single day, especially if you're buying the orbs every day at 500 gems per orb. I'm probably going to leave it for this week, but if you're a newer player and you have the gems to spare after buying just the orbs, do it. So in order of, I guess, value for me, orbs, definitely, it's a no-brainer. Everyone, regardless of what level you're at in the game, you should buy it. This one, the scrolls, you should buy it if... When should you buy it? If you're shooting for the Christmas event and you've already saved up enough scrolls, I'd say do it. But if you're not, I'm at the point in the game where it's not worth doing the scroll events anymore, where I think now I'm just gonna spend and focus on profit orbs because of the amount of food that it gives you. Simply because I'm getting copies just everywhere else right now. And I'm trying to build so many heroes that I'm constrained by food that I'm probably going to stop focusing on scrolls. The only reason why I'm focusing on scrolls right now is basically for this YouTube channel, because you all want to see summons and you want to see the latest and greatest heroes. That's the only reason why I continue to buy scrolls. But if you're I guess an average player, you're not a whale, and even if you're a whale and you don't, and especially if you don't have a YouTube channel and you don't need the latest and greatest hero and you're struggling with food as well, I'm almost tempted to say just stop buying scrolls. Anything related to scrolls is just bad value. Just keep buying profit orbs. So this is the best package. Tied for second place is basically scrolls and gold coins, depending on where you're in the game. If you are early in the game, I would say definitely buy this package. But if you're later in this game and you've already upgraded all the stage 1 techs for the 4 classes, I'm almost tempted to say just save your gems. There's just better stuff out there. There's going to be better stuff out there. You're going to need gems to buy all the shit for Black Friday. Black Friday is coming in a little under, well, a month and a half. And that's usually you need gems. You're going to spend gems to get really, really great value deals. I don't know how many gems you need, but you need gems, and those deals would be phenomenal. Anyway, that's the video from me for this week. I hope you found that useful. If not, start watching my videos. No, I'm kidding. Watch my videos, play in the background, leave a thumbs up, but don't leave a thumbs down. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.